Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. I've been a minimalist for about 9 years now, close to a decade. And looking back on it so far, I can say that 1, it's one of the best changes I've ever made. And 2, it's not always easy and probably everyone makes a few mistakes along the way. Today I want to share 10 mistakes most new minimalists make. Some of these are mistakes that I have also made personally, and some of these are based on some common themes I often see in the comment section of my videos, or things people express that they find difficult about minimalism or decluttering. So if you are interested in living with less, no matter where you are in your minimalism journey, learning from these mistakes and how to avoid them can be very helpful if you want to live more intentionally. And comment down below which of these you recognize in yourself or you've come across in your experience with minimalism. The first mistake I want to talk about, and this is something I actually see sometimes in the comment section of my videos, is this idea that you cannot be a minimalist if ... People sometimes have this idea of minimalism in their head, which is their version or their expectations. And when someone doesn't meet their personal expectations of what a minimalist should do or should look like or have or own, then that means that this person cannot be a minimalist. Or people might think that minimalism isn't for them because they love a certain category of stuff too much. Like, I don't want to get rid of my book collection, so I can't try minimalism. Or I don't want to stop wearing makeup or accessories and only wear like neutral clothing, so minimalism isn't for me. And that's also a shame because it could potentially hold people back from trying it out. The concept of minimalism, in my opinion anyway, is a very simple one. It's basically just a question of what do you want less of and what do you want more of in your life? Really identifying the things that add value for you and then eliminating the things that detract from that. So it's about intentionality and making conscious decisions about what you do and do not want. And yes, that often does involve decluttering and being more mindful of what you buy and generally this idea of owning less stuff. But you can still definitely be a minimalist with a book collection, or you can wear bright colors and lots of makeup if that makes you happy. You can paint your walls purple with yellow dots if you like that, it's all fine. So feel free to let go of any expectations of what it should be or what it should look like, and feel free to try it out by making it your own. Decluttering is a skill, and like with all skills, practice makes better. I think most people are drawn to minimalism specifically because of some area that might be bugging them, like their wardrobe or sentimental clutter or paper clutter. And I recommend not starting there. I recommend starting somewhere easy, working your way through your belongings until you've gotten some practice with the concept of letting go and you actually feel ready to tackle the more challenging areas of clutter. If you start at the really challenging stuff, then chances are you will start to feel overwhelmed and want to give up, and that is normal. So start somewhere easy. For me, I love decluttering the bathroom for some reason. It's easy for me. I don't have any attachment to these things, so expired beauty products, hygiene products, things like that. And it feels great when it's done. So find your easy place to start. Maybe that's your purse or your backpack or your fridge or your pantry, wherever it is, start there. And trust that you will eventually get to the areas that are bothering you the most, but then you will be more equipped to deal with that baggage. Another common minimalism mistake is not knowing why you want to live a minimalist life or starting your minimalism journey without a clear purpose in mind. If you know why you want to own less and how that can support you in your happiness and in your life, then that can help drive you forward, and it can keep you going when you hit a bump, for example. And it can also help you to prevent decluttering the wrong things, things that are actually benefiting you in your life, simply because you think that minimalism means that you cannot own these things. So again, what do you want less of? What do you want more of? And why is that? And if you have that clear for yourself, or at least have like a general idea, then it can really help you in your minimalism journey. This next one is kind of funny and definitely also something that I did in the beginning. And that is when you're not really decluttering, you're basically just moving things around in your home. So you think that you're organizing and going through everything, but in reality, you're not really getting rid of that much. The first step to creating an organizational system that makes sense and a living space that feels good to be in is getting rid of the things that are no longer serving you. That really is the place to start. The excess, the burdens, the clutter, the baggage. And a good rule of thumb here is if you were to feel secretly relieved if one day you woke up and you found that the item is no longer in your home, like someone else took care of it, then that is a good sign that it could be a good idea for you to let that item go. And sometimes people go to the other side of the spectrum and they over declutter, so they get rid of things that they're actually using and they find that they actually have to buy some of them back, and that is a shame. So try to find a balance there. Another minimalism mistake I see from time to time is not actually changing your habits. So if you, for example, declutter once or twice, or you do a shopping ban once or twice, but you don't actually change habits like your shopping habits or the habit of keeping everything in your home in case it could maybe one day be useful somehow, then it is kind of hard to create lasting change. So it could be a good idea, if you recognize this, to reflect about which habits you actually consistently would like to change. We have 5 more minimalism mistakes to go, but I first want to quickly thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video and for supporting the channel this year as well. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of different classes where you can learn about all kinds of topics. And I've watched their classes about art, playing an instrument, journaling, writing, gardening, but also things like how to run an online business or write website copy, just so many things. One class I'm thoroughly enjoying is called Meditation 101 by Dan Liu. I've been loving just brushing up on the basics about meditation, but I've also learned a lot of new things from her already, and the guided meditations in this class are really soothing. The classes on Skillshare are ad-free, they launch new classes every week, and they also come with subtitles now in Spanish, Portuguese, French, and German. So if you want to make 2020 a year of learning new things, then I highly recommend giving them a try. Maybe you want to get better at something, maybe you are looking to make a career change, or just try out some different things and discover new interests, and you can actually explore their classes for 1 month for free, because the first 1,000 people to click my link in the description will get a 1 month free trial. So thank you to Skillshare. Let's get back to the video. Another minimalism mistake I see sometimes is this idea that minimalism has a certain aesthetic and that everything needs to be aesthetically pleasing in order to live a minimalist lifestyle. And I even see sometimes people buying things that have that like typical minimalist look because they feel that that is what they should do. The popular minimalism aesthetic and minimalism the lifestyle are actually 2 very different things. And of course it's okay if you want to focus on the aesthetic side as well. Perfectly fine. If that makes you happy, go for it. But it is not a necessity. So minimalism is supposed to help us be more free and do the things that we love to do in life and not worry about how everything looks or whether or not everything matches. So it suddenly got really dark. I'm done with this winter. Let me know in the comments if you feel this. I'm so looking forward to spring. I just want to feel that sunshine on my face again. I want to hear the birds. I want to see the trees with the leaves, and I'm so looking forward to spring. This next one is also really common and definitely something I have also experienced, and that is the minimalism guilt. So feeling guilty for buying something new that you shouldn't buy, or not decluttering something that you should declutter because you're not really using it that much. I think here we really need to remind ourselves of what it's all about. Why are we interested in living a minimalist life? Is it because we want to hold ourselves up to impossible standards and make our life more complicated by adding a bunch of self-imposed rules? I would say not. So Cut yourself some slack and realize that minimalism is supposed to lift us up, not weigh us down with guilt. There's absolutely no need for it whatsoever. Something else is losing yourself in minimalism or losing your individuality. You are your own person, and minimalism might be one of the things that you are interested in, but it doesn't define who you are. If you like certain aspects of it, but not all of it, then great, go for it. If you want to personalize some things, also fine. So don't feel like you have to give up what makes you you or what helps you to enjoy your life for minimalism. The next minimalism mistake is something called the sunk cost fallacy. I find this really interesting, and it means that we have this tendency to follow through on things if we've already invested a lot of time, money, and/or energy, whether or not it is still worth it to continue. An example of this could be finding it difficult to declutter an item that we really don't have any use for anymore because it was expensive, or ordering too much food and then overeating because you want to get your money's worth. The reality is that what we have invested is gone. So as painful as that might be, it really is irrelevant in our decision to keep something around or to keep doing something. All you really need to ask yourself is, does this item or does this thing deserve a place in your future? Decluttering means that we will be confronted by all kinds of past decisions that we have made that perhaps we regret or we wish we didn't. But that isn't a reason not to push through and to keep you from deciding what you want to keep and what you want to let go of. Thinking that you cannot be a minimalist because insert reason. And the most common one, I think, is living with non-minimalists, whether that's kids, a partner, a roommate, friends, parents, or just feeling like you would like to try minimalism, but you can't because of outside circumstances. While I absolutely 100% understand that it can be frustrating and challenging to live with people who are really not interested in minimalism at all, that still does not mean that you cannot try to be more intentional and to make conscious decisions about which of your personal items you would like to keep holding on to or what you would like to keep purchasing in your life. This might sound weird, but you can definitely be a minimalist who lives in a cluttered home. If that clutter isn't yours, it doesn't say anything about how you like to approach things like your possessions or your lifestyle. So again, I completely understand it can be frustrating and challenging to deal with, but try to focus on the areas that you have control over, because that's all you can do, and it doesn't have to be all or nothing, and you can definitely still live a minimalist life if that's what you're interested in. Now that we're nearing the end, I would love it if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos about living a simpler, happier, and calmer life. It really helps me out, so thank you. And don't forget to check out Skillshare and get your free trial. Link is in the description box. If you want more minimalism tips, then right here are 10 things I'm not buying this year, and right here are some decluttering tips for beginners and pros. As always, questions, comments, conversations down below. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again next week. Bye bye.